G'day folks, welcome to Marksman Survival. I'm Jim Marks. I want to do a quick video today just on pine pitch glue. A lot of people don't really use it. It's not common anymore, but it's good to know how to use it in a jam. I wanted to do this video outside today, but the wind picked up and I needed a fire, so I decided to, one more time, let's do it in the man cave. So here we are. Anyway, so I went out yesterday walking around and I found a bunch of pine pitch, just chunks of pine pitch like that were on various trees where the tree had been wounded. It's kind of like the tree bleeding. Any coniferous tree, really. Fir trees have a lot. They even have those little blisters on the side. You can pop them with a stick and get all the sap. That's all it is. This is just hardened sap. So if you can have sap, great. If not, you'll find this on the side of trees. You just kind of gently knock it off. It doesn't hurt the tree, providing you don't chop into it, and you melt it down. Now I've got my fancy homemade tin can pot here. So I had it on the fire and I melted a bunch of it down. So it's got the consistency of molasses, really. Now with that, this is not what I would call clean. There's some twigs in there, little bits of bark. You could really be picky and get just really clean stuff if you wanted to. For all intents and purposes, I didn't bother. Now, what I did do, because I had the fire going, I took some charcoal, just bits of charcoal, and I put it in there. And all you do is you take your charcoal and you can put it next, you can crush it between rocks, your hammer, tomahawk, whatever you've got. Kind of crush it all up as fine as you can get it. And it's kind of like putting sand in cement. It just adds that desired consistency. Makes it stick a bit better. And you just dump it in there. Stir it all in. And that's it. Now if you were in the bush or something like that, you'd probably want to be next to a creek if you could, or have a bucket of cold water. I do have another fancy tin can here, and it's just got some snow and melted water, or water in there. And what you do is, this is still a little warm, it's a little thinner. You would probably want it a little thicker than that. But what you would do is you take it on a stick, just like that, dunk it in the cold water, and it almost immediately will almost solidify. You can see how it's now. It's just tacky. The colder the water, the better. So you do that, let that dry off, give it another quick swirl in there, keep twisting it just like cotton candy. Again, dunk it in the cold water, let it cool off. Now you can see it's getting bigger and bigger. So once it's like that, you can take it on a smooth surface and just give it a quick roll, or even just with your fingers, pat it in there and roll it nice and flat. Give it another dunk in there, swirl it around, back into the cold water. And you're always moving it around and around and around because you don't want it to drip. Now the reason why you put it in cold water is because if you didn't cool it off and you just went to redunk it, it would just all melt again. Now you can see this one here. You see how it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now what I would recommend is doing 2 or 3 of these at a time. So you've got one cooling and you're doing one, and then you swap them out. That way you get a real good cooling effect, and it becomes hard. Now, I don't know what the political correct term is. I heard these were called Indian crayons when I was a kid. Whatever. It's a glue stick. It's a bush glue stick. So what you would do with this, once you take five or 10 of these, you carry them in your pack. You had a birch bark canoe, or Walmart floaty or whatever you got there in the bush, and you got a hole in it. You can light a fire. You can heat this up next to the flame, and then it becomes liquid again. And then you smear it on whatever you want, and it'll seal it. And it's glue. Now, of course, it's obviously waterproof. It'll get you through. You can fix your backpack. You can fix your boots. You could fix whatever you want, providing it wasn't something that's going to have a lot of heat put to it. And that's it. That's it, folks. That is your bush glue stick. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in to Marksman Bushcraft. I'm Jim Marks. Don't forget to subscribe, and subscription is free. We are giving away a knife giveaway. If I get 1,000 views or 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 views collectively over all my videos, more videos are coming all the time. Have a great day. Keep your knife sharp and your socks dry.